Yo, welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. Today is May the 10th. Two more game number threes on the board for today after we saw a couple of really good games. Well, I guess you could say one of them was a good game yesterday. And we here to break it all down, man. It's going to be a jam-packed show for today. Buckle up, get your pen and papers out, get your bet slips out. Let's jump into it. I am coming off the worst night in the playoffs that I've had so far. And I was bound to regress a little bit. So, in retrospect, hindsight, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. I'm trying to, learn to take my L's appropriately. But 0-2 night yesterday, man. You hate to see it. The two that I lost, Cleveland first quarter -1 was a winner up until the final second of the first quarter. They gave up a three-pointer with no time left as the clock expired. Pretty much as the clock expired. Cleveland had a 15-point lead in the first quarter. Ended up being tied with the Indiana Pacers 32-32 at the end of the first quarter. OKC second quarter -1.5 was also a losing bet. We talked about it on the show. I think Mark might have mentioned it yesterday on the show. I looked a little bit deeper into it after we got off the show. Ended up making the bet. And they came out punched early in the first quarter. End up losing the second quarter by 1 point. However, I think it might have been Jalen Williams who missed the three. That three goes in. We still got a chance to cash that second quarter bet. But a half unit play and a 0.75 unit play both turned out to be losers yesterday. Hopefully you guys made a little bit more money than I did. We'll go through a couple comments real quick and we'll jump into it for today. Good morning, Algina. Appreciate you for joining as a member again. Corey says, good morning, checking in. Parlay J says, taking all the favorites in the NBA on the spread for today and tomorrow. Okay, what up, Justin? Chad says, man, I don't know if I can give Boston any more of my money. I want to back them so bad, but damn, the coaching and shooting has been horrific. We'll talk about it. Let's see. What up, 77 Figure says, great morning, OKC coach. Not calling time out the end of regulation to draw up something was ridiculous. I thought they could have managed that a little better too. 77 figures, if I'm being honest. What up, user? What up, Rick? Appreciate y'all for tapping in. What else y'all seeing in the chat? What up, Lightbearer? Appreciate you for tapping in. Good morning, Big Marv. GLB Best. What up, bro? Says, what up, Chris in chat? I'm finally starting to wake up early again. D. Phillips, good morning, bro. Hope all is well with you. Good morning, Marquise as well. Says he been wrapping over 10.5 points. Lighted to 15 was good money last night. Glad you caught a winner there. Good morning, Damien. Daryl says, good morning, Chris in chat. Let's go Knicks. Gonna be in the garden today and bringing rope and duct tape to jinx Spike Lee so he don't say anything stupid. We are going to jump into it, man. Let's do just that. What up, PZ? Appreciate you for tapping in as well. Since Cavs first quarter was brutal. Yeah, should have just probably played first half in retrospect, but it is what it is. Let's jump into it for today. So first up, we'll go with jaXon. jaXon, I gave you guys 3 looks. jaXon like yesterday. jaXon went a whopping 1-2 on the 3 bets. Russell Westbrook under his 13.5 points was the winner. Isaiah Joe to get 1 assist was a loser. OKC Denver over 233 was also a losing bet, even with overtime yesterday. A lot of offensive aggression, specifically from the Oklahoma City Thunder side of things. I mean, they shot the ball so poorly yesterday, just 25% from the 3-point line. Only ended up with 104 points in regulation. So Denver playing some defense. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets, man. Took my money in the second quarter as well. A lot of those shots I felt like were open shots, and they just missed them, though. But give them credit where credit is due, man. So today, we're back with jaXon. Use that promo code, as I always tell you guys, if you're interested in checking out jaXon. See a lot of people signing up on the daily. I always ask you guys for feedback. Most people don't give me feedback, but if if there's something that you want to see, let me know. I can talk to the developers as well. But yeah, check jaXon out. Use that coupon code ChrisBeCappinn, 2 P's, 2 N's. So for today, we will jump into it. What are the 2 best player props in the NBA? 1 over, 1 under, based on playoff stats is the prompt that I typed in here. jaXon tells me that it likes Kristaps Porzingis over his 3.5 boards. Says he's hit this line in 80% of his last 5 games, 90% of his last 10. with averages of 4.2 and 5 rebounds respectively. Against the Knicks this season, 100% hit rate on this line, averaging 4.75 in the 4 matchups. The Knicks 6th in defense versus the position, but Porzingis has consistently exceeded the line against strong defensive teams. His season long hit rate is an impressive 89.8% with an average of 6.55 rebounds per game. So yeah, jaXon likes over. I think this is probably correlated, in my opinion, probably with potentially Porzingis playing more minutes. The minutes have been down. I'm going to talk about Porzingis in just a second, but jaXon likes Porzingis to get 4 boards today. Shop around, get the best number. What I'm seeing is minus 130 on ESPN Bet, though. Next play, and I would not be playing this. This is what jaXon likes, not what Chris likes. Let's just be upfront about that. Derek White under his points plus assists. The number is 20.5. It says that while he has hit the under on this line in 40% of his last 5 games and 25% of his last 20 games, with averages of 20.4 and 21.95 points plus assists respectively. It says why White has hit the under in 40% of his last 5 games. Okay. So while he has a 100% hit rate against the Knicks this season, his performance against them last season was much weaker, with the 80% under hit rate and an average of 15.4 points plus assists. The Knicks rank 16th in defense versus position, which is middle of the pack. But White's recent playoff performances suggest inconsistencies. Take Derek White under his points and assists. I wouldn't be playing that. I would not be playing Derek White under. All right, next prompt. Thoughts on the total between the Knicks and the Celtics game based on playoff performances. Not going to try to read all this, but I'll try to skim through it. Low scoring series so far. First 2 games of the series have been defensive battles, with the teams combining for 213 points in game 1, including overtime, and just 181 points in game 2. Both teams fell well below their current total of 206.5 points. The Knicks defense has been particularly effective in clutch moments, holding the Celtics to 36% shooting in game 2, forcing them into tough contested shots. Boston's offensive struggles. The Celtics have been historically bad from the 3-point line in the series, missing 75 3-pointers across 2 games. Despite generating 48% wide open 3-point attempts, they've only converted 25% of those shots. Jason Tatum, Boston's offensive leader, has seen his scoring drop significantly, averaging just 18 points per game in the series compared to his regular season average of 26.83 points. Knicks balanced attack. Knicks have relied on a balanced offensive approach. Karl-Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson leading the way. However, their scoring has been just enough to edge out wins, averaging 91 points per game in the series. Mitchell Robinson's defensive presence has been a game changer, limited Boston's efficiency in the paint and pick and roll plays. Historical trends for game 3 totals in playoff games where a team is up 2-0 heading home for game 3. The over is 16-6 since 2003, with the average differential of about plus 4.7 points. This suggests a potential high scoring in as a trailing team. Boston often plays with urgency. Boston desperation, bro. It's a lot, man. All right, I'm almost done. All right. Boston desperation. So facing a 2-0 deficit, the Celtics are expected to play with more offensive urgency. Historically, they're 9-4 straight up and against the spread after a loss under coach Joe Mazzulla, which often correlates with impressive offensive outputs. Knicks home court advantage. So the Knicks return to Madison Square Garden, where they've historically performed better offensively. The last two home playoff games were decided by a total of 9 points, indicating competitive, high-scoring contests. Market movement: the total open 210.5, but has been bet down to 206.5, reflecting the defensive nature of these two teams. However, the sharp adjustment may have been overcorrected, leaving value on the over. So given the trends in playoff context, I lean towards over 206.5 for the game. While the first 2 games were low scoring, Boston's desperation and the Knicks home court energy could push this game past the total. The historical trend on over in game 3 scenarios further support the pick. jaXon likes the over 206.5. jaXon likes Derek White under his points and assists. jaXon likes Kristaps Porzingis over his 3.5 boards. That's what jaXon likes today. Let's jump into it for today. First up, Celtics and Knicks. This line is I think, let's see. Let's make sure it hasn't moved. So 5.5. I do see a 6 up on DraftKings. Open 4.5. Money quickly came in on Boston. And yeah, I know it's a lot of people from New York who like the show. A lot of people from New York who tune in. A lot of Knicks fan in general. I am not on the Knicks. I will be on the Celtics in today's game. Specifically, I want to play the Celtics early. First half specifically. I got the first quarter sitting on my bet slip. Haven't pressed the button yet, but I like Boston early in the first quarter as well. So a couple things I like here on the Celtics side. Winless road favorites, right? So stay with me. Teams that haven't won in the first 2 games in game 3. So they've lost both home games. They come on the road. They're laying points. They're 6-2 straight up, 5-3 against the spread. Same thing we saw last night with the Indiana Pacers, right? Boston is a +6 in the first quarter. So if you are watching on the TV, you probably can see this graphic or bigger screen. If you hover right about here, you can see this is a screenshot from Give Me the Dog that I put together earlier. This is the first 2 games so far. You can see Boston is a +6, 25-19 in the first quarter. In the second quarter, they are doing really good as well, 30.5-24. So they're winning the first half by, on average, 12 points throughout the first 2 games, despite being down 0-2 because their offense has really struggled in the third and fourth quarters, 23-25. They're getting outscored by an average of 2 points in the third quarter, and then absolutely getting smoked in the fourth quarter. As we know, they can't score the basketball, averaging 16.5 points, losing by an average of 11.5 points in the fourth quarter. So 39 points in the second half. If we look at Boston, right, this team is now 17-3 straight up, 15-5 against the spread. They're 75% when they're coming off a loss as a favorite. Boston finished the regular season, and this is Boston's numbers on the road as well, which I'll touch on in just a second. Boston finished the season number 2 in number 2 in offensive rating on the road. You can see that. Boston finished number 2 in offensive rating in the regular season on the road. They finished number 2 defensive rating on the road, and second best net rating team as well, just kind of all slid together. The Knicks are not pushovers at all. They finished 5th in offensive rating, 12th in defensive rating, 8th in overall net rating as well. Last but not least, though, Boston in revenge games this season. I didn't add this graphic, but I probably should have. They're 12-3 in revenge games this season. You could say game 2 was a revenge game because it absolutely was. But they're 12-3 straight up, 10-4-1 against the number. On the road in revenge games, a perfect 8-0 straight up, 6-1-1 against the spread. Knicks are also 0-5 straight up, 0-4-1 against the spread as a home dog this season. Desperation, motivation after hearing all the noise over the last 2 games. 2 blown 20-point leads. Give me the Celtics. I'll take the Celtics first half -4. Don't know if I'll bet for a game, but I only want to be on the Celtics. I think Boston got to flex they got to flex their muscle. Got to flex their muscle the same way that Cleveland did in the last game. And I think we see championship style closing in this game, because I mean, it's not like they don't go out and get big leads. They just can't hold on to them. So I like Celtics first half. I bet the -4. Also, as far as player props go in this one, and this is Boston. What you see on the screen right here is Boston on the road this season. You can see that they finished 33-8. Second best offensive rated team. You can see Cleveland is the best offensive rated team, which we saw that yesterday, 121.3. And its defensive rating too is a 108.5, which is, like I said, second best behind only Oklahoma City Thunder as well. So yeah, I like Boston in this spot, man. I think they get right today. I know a lot of people not going to agree with it, and that's cool. As far as player props in this one, there's a couple different guys that I'm kind of looking towards. First one is, we'll go over to Outlier really quickly, and then we'll go through the comments. First one is Old Man Al. I kind of think there we go. I kind of think Old Man Al is cooked, man. I kind of think Old Man Al is done. There is some 14.5 for his points plus rebounds, which is the way that I was looking in this game. So I'll tell you guys the cap on this in just a second, but I'll tell you guys the rest of the cap. But yeah, I think at this point you got to start looking to fade old man Al. He's been one of the reasons, in my opinion. I mean, you could throw all the blame you want to a Jason Tatum. You could throw all the blame you want to a Jaylen Brown in game 1, going 1 for 10. Al Horford literally is a defensive liability. He's an offensive liability. I don't think he really has it anymore to play at this level that they need to in the second round. Only 11 points in the 2 games combined. You can see he had 7 here. He had 4 here. Only 11 rebounds combined as well. 7 here, only 4 here. He also can't stay in front of Brunson defensively, so he becomes a liability later in the game as well. We go look at his minutes. You can see that he played 5 less minutes in this game. Remember, game 1 he only played 34 minutes in game 1 because Porzingis, went out of the game and they needed him for much more minutes in that game. I kind of feel like this is heavily correlated. If you like Porzingis under, you like Al Horford. If you like Porzingis over, you like Al Horford under. But sticking with Al Horford, last note on Al Horford, he shot 33% from we can look at this real quick. 33% in game number 1. On 2 for 6 shooting. And in game 2, he was the guy that was out there clinking all the shots too. 2 for 11, 18% from the field. And his 3-point shot, same thing. 1 for 5, 0 for 5. So a combined 1 for 10 from the 3-point line. I love Al Horford. Championship, going all the way back to the Florida days, Al was cooked in my opinion. Under 14.5 points plus rebounds is what I would do with Al Horford. And the reason why is because I do think that as we transition, I think Porzingis plays a big role here. And this is kind of going out on a hunch just a little bit. You can see jaXon likes the over 3.5 boards. All this is highly correlated with his minutes though, right? You can see, first game, the minutes are here, 13 and 14 minutes in the first 2 games. Porzingis is off the injury report here. After back-to-back games where he's been an absolute no-show due to the illness in game 1, and you can see the illness in game 2. Completely off the injury report, back in his old stomping grounds. Of course, he was drafted by the New York Knicks as well. I think he'll play more minutes. I think he'll get more looks, and I think he'll be able to knock him down. So I would probably play Porzingis points plus rebounds if I was going to play it. But I think the 8.5 points may be even better than the 3.5 boards. I like them both, but if I had to play one, I think I would probably maybe I would put them together, points plus rebounds. jaXon kind of threw me off with the points plus rebounds. But yeah, 12.5 is the number it looks like. I think Porzingis has a bigger impact than he's had in the first 2 games. So I'd be betting on Porzingis to bounce back. Is the way that I'm looking at this game. That's how I see it. In my opinion, as far as like the Knicks player props, it's really difficult. I talked about fading. I faded Mikal Bridges in that last game. Mikal Bridges didn't score any until the fourth quarter and ended up going up and over his points plus assists in that game. And there's just going to be different spurts throughout the game. Like I said in the last one, in my opinion, where I feel like players will play well. Jalen Brunson probably fourth quarter because he's the clutch player. Maybe, somebody like Karl-Anthony Towns in the second quarter, like he did last game, or in the first quarter today. So we'll see what the strategy is here as far as, who gets the ball. OG Anunoby also played really good in game 1, hit 5 threes, and was an absolute no-show in game 2 offensively. I'm just really not trying to figure it out on the Knicks side of things as far as player props go. They seem a little more volatile. Also highly considered Tatum over his boards. I probably should have stayed over on let's see. Real quick, I want to go back real quick. I just want to show you guys this because I didn't bet Tatum. And really, the reason why I stopped looking at him was really just because he had because the number was 10.5. I think that's the only thing that kept me off. So if we look at Tatum, his boards are listed at 10.5. You can see that here. 16 and 14 in the first 2 games. I do expect Boston to be elite defensively in this game. If we've ever seen Boston play good defense, I think it'll come in this game. And it's the rebound chances, right? 17 rebound chances in both of these games. I think if you give Tatum 17 rebound chances, he's going to end up with 11 boards. So I do heavily lean to Tatum being able to go out there and go up and over his rebound prop real quick. Let's just go look at 17 rebound chances. If we think he's going to have close to 17 rebound chances again, yeah. This season, Tatum is averaging 13.2 rebounds this season. He's hit the over. He's hit the over 10.5 in 16 of his 17 games, which is 94%. So Tatum up and over his boards prop is something that I would also be looking towards, just based on these high volume rebound opportunities. I think Tatum definitely cleans up the boards today. I think the Knicks gonna miss a ton of shots as well. Talk for a long time here. I'm ready for all the hate mail from the Knicks fans. Let's go through the chat and talk about it. Pretty sure we got some. Let's see what we got here. What up, bet at your own risk? Is what's good, Chris? What's good, everyone? I have a bad record betting on Fridays and another 3 losses in the NBA for me. Just 2 for me, bet at your own risk, but you'll bounce back. What up, Charles? That's a fact, Manny. WNBA is right around the corner. What up, Manny? Good morning to you, bro. I don't even see comments about this game. Maybe y'all don't like this game. Let's see. Let's see. Knicks struggled against the Pistons. Celtics only need to freak them, not miss tomorrow, and they will get one. Yeah, I think. I mentioned the Knicks being 0-5 again, 0-5 straight up, 0-4-1 against the spread as a home dog this season. Yeah, that's something else that I forgot to mention that the Knicks lost 2 games at the crib to the Pistons. If the Pistons can beat them, I know the Celtics can. Lost 2 games to the Pistons. And in my opinion, it's only a matter of time before the Celtics shots start to fall. It's not, and I don't want to discredit the Knicks defense because it's been good, but the Celtics have missed a lot of wide open 3-point attempts. I think jaXon talked about it in this breakdown. What was that? I forgot what that was. Knicks. I hadn't even seen that number before. Yeah, the Celtics missed 75 threes in 2 games despite generating 48% wide open 3-point attempts. Only converting 25% of those. I think that number goes up today. Definitely think that number goes up. Matt says he's going to lay it with the Celtics -5.5. Timberwolves -5.5 as well without Curry. Let's see. Celtics were 33-8 on the road in the NBA. E. Gibson says, I put it's right there on the screen. 33-8. You can see it at the top. I even highlighted it in green. Ken says has to be Celtics first half. That's what I bet. What up, Cup of Joe? Says back again. Morning, y'all. Cavs Pacers and the sweaty over. But live bet the under in Denver OKC at 230 -105. Winning night. Love to hear that. Chad says if you miss threes. And if you miss threes in a row, then stop shooting them for a bit, get a couple of 2s under your belt and build your confidence, then go back to the 3. Sounds elementary to me. Hopefully they can do that, Chad. We'll see how it works out today. Justin says he'll go Tatum. Don't want the 26.5, 27.5. Give him the 30 for the plus money. Justin is reminding me a little bit of prolific. He only wants to be greedy. It's like, nah, I'm just kidding. Best of luck, Justin. Hope you cash it, man. Let's see. Justin got the 3.5 on DraftKings in the first. On Bet Rivers. I did see that 3.5 out there. Bet Rivers, I'm afraid, is going to limit me if I keep betting with them. So I haven't really been betting with Bet Rivers, but I did see that 3.5 out there. Derek White over for Ken. I like the over as well. I couldn't talk anybody off Derek White. I wouldn't be betting with jaXon today. Would not be betting with jaXon today. Because I still can't believe that we're down 2-0. Just doesn't feel real. Well, yeah, it's absolutely real. Mo says if the Celtics stop messing around with the stupid 3-point attempts and score 2s, they win easily. I don't think it's necessarily that easy, Mo. I don't think it's that easy. Because one of the differences between the regular season where the Celtics swept the Knicks, went 3-0-1 against the spread, is Mitchell Robinson is here. Mitchell Robinson's been coming up on those 3-point attempts. So they haven't been able to they've been defending the 3-point shot differently than they did in the regular season than the postseason. However, like I just mentioned, Boston has generated 48% wide open looks on threes and only shooting 25%. That's where the regression comes. I think Boston is not going to switch up the formula. I think Boston will continue to play the exact same way. I just think the shots will fall, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. All the way in China. Appreciate you, Joshua. Appreciate that. What up, Troop? Says peace, Chris. He likes Josh Hart double-double, Towns double-double, Tatum double-double, Jimmy Butler points, rebounds, and assists up and over at 35. Okay. Best of luck with that, man. Best of luck. Oh my God, Dom says, morning, Chris and chat. Like the Celtics today. Side note, Tyrese not making himself available to the media last night with some sucker stuff, and it absolutely was. But I can understand it. Justin says, I just love a little plus money, man. I need a bigger return on my investment. Couldn't talk you off, Justin. Marie says, Tatum to get 30, 10 boards, Boston minus 15. Was up 20 both games. That's what is the odds on that, Maurice? Tatum 30, 10 boards, and Boston minus 15. Nothing I want to touch, but okay. Okay, best of luck. Let's go to the next game, man. I bet this one too. I actually didn't think I was going to bet it, but the more I dug in, the more I found the side that I like. So Timberwolves and Warriors game open minus, I want to say this open 4.5, but I don't want to lie to you guys. Let's just double check it real quick. Boston, open 5. Okay, so 5. It's up to 5.5 at most books. There is still a 5 out there right now if you're interested in betting that. Of course, the big storyline here, of course, is Steph Curry not being available again. He will miss game number 3. He's going to miss game number 4 too, I think. So if you're looking at the Timberwolves, what I put in my notes, if you're looking at the Timberwolves, you gotta think that they come out and throw the first punch, right? Without Steph being active, you kind of want to take the life in the air out of the building and Golden State. And do I think that they're capable of? I absolutely think that they are. If we go back to game number 2, we thought it was a nice bounce back spot for the Timberwolves, and it was. Golden State couldn't make a shot in the first half of that game. They shot 40% from the field, just 23% from the three-point line, and route to just 39 points in the first half of that game. 94 points were scored in the first half between both of the teams. With the Minnesota Timberwolves, I think, scoring 39 points. That included Minnesota shooting 47% from the three-point line, which could be a little bit of regression here on the road as well. So initially, my first look was under. 97.5 was what I wanted to bet. It is 97 on a couple books. This total is only 200 points. So initially, I was like, I know 97.5 is a super low number, but I want to show you guys something. Shout out to the good guys over at Money Baller. This is the Money Baller the Money Baller website. There's a link in the description if you guys want to check it out. So what you see here, right? If we go look here, you can see the over-under trends for both of these teams. The Timberwolves on the full season, in the regular season, they play 82 games, 52-30 to the first half under. The Warriors, 57-24-1 to the first half under. We know that the offense gets a lot worse without Steph being there. We know both of these teams have been playing a little slower. As the Warriors as a home dog, 8-1 to the under in the first half. The Timberwolves as a road favorite, 18-7 to the under in the first half. And then you look at these team totals that support it as well, right? Golden State really struggling to score as a home dog this season. They've been a home dog 9 times, only hit their team total over once. In the first half, they've only hit their team total over twice. So 7-2 to the under. And look at the Timberwolves. When they're road favorites, they struggle to score as well. 20-5 to the under on their first half team total. So I really like the first half under at 97.5. There's potential. I could put a little something on it. But then I started, and there were some trends that back it up as well. Game 3 favorites that are road teams in general. Totals are 55% to the under, over 140 game sample size. If it's round 2 or greater, 61% to the under. So it gets a little bit stronger as well. This season, that's 2-0 to the under. Both of those games were last night, of course. Oklahoma City, Denver went under the total last night. Cleveland, Indiana went under the 232, which was the closing number as well. But ultimately, what I landed on for the game and what I actually bet was I bet Minnesota. I bet Minnesota -5. It's still available on DraftKings. And the reason why is because, like I said, I started to dig in a little bit more. Minnesota has shown that they can go on the road and win in the playoffs. This season, they beat the Lakers in LA twice. They beat them in game 1. Game 2 was a bounce back for the Lakers. Then they closed them out in game number 5. Game number 5? Yeah, game number 5. They closed them out. That was with Luka and Bron on the other side. Now you're telling me you get a non-offensive, type team. And I'm not saying that Golden State's not going to come out, have some kind of trick up their sleeve. I absolutely think that they do. But I just don't think that it's going to be enough, in my opinion. With Luka and LeBron, you can go in there and win a game. I think you can go win one here. Even if you look back for Minnesota at last season, since they still have the same core group of players, this is the way I kind of handicap this, right? If you look back at the Timberwolves, they've been much better on the road than they've been at home. They finished last season 6-2 straight up and against the spread on the road in the playoffs, winning their first 4 road games. Then I looked at road favors in game 3 that were laying a strong number of 5 points or more. Same kind of situation OKC was in yesterday. 28, 19, and 2 against the number, 60%. If the team split at home, so they need to regain home court advantage, they're 14-2 straight up, 11-4-1 against the number, 73%. Listen, the Warriors will probably have some kind of trick up their sleeve. I'm just thinking the Timberwolves can win this game by 2 possessions. I also considered Timberwolves' second half spread because I do think as the time goes on, Golden State will start to diminish. The Timberwolves should lock in even more defensively if they don't come out, strong in the first half. I think Golden State crowd is going to be into it early. And we saw it yesterday with the Indiana Pacers. They scored 32 points to match the 32 for Cleveland. I just think all things considered, I got to take the Timberwolves here. I laid the 5 here in this spot. So that's my cap on that one. Let's see what you guys are thinking. I'm going to jump off here, go practice a little soccer before me and my son get to a soccer game today. Let's see. Under for Joshua says 201.5. I can't say I disagree. I can't say I disagree at all. Real quick, let's just go back so people can see what game we're talking about. Manny says, how do y'all feel about OG Anunoby clearing his points line 15.5? I don't really have any thoughts on that. Gibson says Boston has produced better in the fourth quarter, has to produce in the fourth quarter, only averaging 16 points isn't going to get it done. That's a fact. Justin says he'll go Warriors team total, played it at 98. Would love to hit a cap for that. He says, here comes playoff Jimmy. Okay. Oh, man. Good one, D-fellas. I like that, bro. I like that a lot. What up, bitch? Appreciate you for tapping in. Macho says Warriors might have a raffle for fans to get some minutes tonight. I mean, they're going to need Spencer out there. Buddy Hield going to have to play well. I really like the Timberwolves because I know that they can lock up defensively too. 77 Figure says Wolves minus 5.5. Really going to make that angry black man on Warriors crash out tonight. Oh, man, we'll see how that goes, man. That comment just, man, that's funny. That's funny, man. If you guys know what Draymond was saying after the post-game interview. Bet at your own risk says he took first half under 96.5, even though they're 5-0 to the over at Golden State during their last 11 matchups. With Steph out, I believe the under will hit, and I could agree with you there as well. NYC says Warriors losing 5. Don P says you like the Celtics to come back, Chris. This is the series you was on. Yes, Don. So I'm glad you mentioned this because I didn't bet it. I was going through. It's kind of hard. I use OddsJam to to find all my series bets, but some of the times they're not listed. Real quick, I think I left my phone upstairs. Dang it. Real quick, hold on. I think I got my backup phone. All right, hold on real quick because I think I screenshotted this. So Boston to win the series. I still like Boston to win the series. The best odds were minus 110 on ESPN Bet. There was 2 books that had a minus 110. Everybody else had a minus 115. Boston to win the series was minus 110. I screenshotted this Thursday at 3:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know if the odds are still there right now, but I kind of want to bet it. I didn't bet it yet, Don P, but if I do bet it, I'll send it out to the members. I do think Boston wins the series. A lot of Knicks fans not going to like to hear that either, but it is what it is. Dougie Bone says like Jimmy Butler to get some boards tonight. Parlay J says Timberwolves better on the road as well. Spreads don't matter. Just pick the winner in the playoffs. Kind of sort of right, Parlay J. That's a fact. Cleveland won last night, covered the spread. Denver won last night, covered the spread. They need the points. That's a fact. Justin says, I feel Kerr punted in the last game being content with still in game one. Playoff Jimmy at home against his old team, getting 98 points shouldn't be an issue. I kind of feel like they can rely on their defense too, though, Justin, which is why I don't really like the total as much. I think we can see some regression from the Timberwolves 3-point shooting in this game, which is why I don't know. Super low totals kind of scare me a lot, man. Not gonna lie. Maurice says he likes the first half under. Don't like that symbol right there. That's a terrible emoji. Knicks plus 5.5. You got NYC in your name, brother. I knew you were going to be on the Knicks. You got to be. GLB says had to cancel OJ. Too many issues with the market. Not being on there, and OddsJam support is useless. It's been working for me. It's been working well for me. All right. Yeah, we did a pretty good job here. Knicks 4-1, Maurice says. Okay. Put a stamp on it, Maurice. He says Knicks haven't had a great game either. You're not going to have too many great games against one of the better defensive teams in the league, though, Maurice. We'll see how it goes, though, man. We shall see how it goes. Best of luck on whatever it is you guys are betting. I bet Boston first half minus the 4. I bet Minnesota minus the 5. Still available on DraftKings, even though it's 5.5 everywhere else. Al Horford, 14.5 points plus rebounds. Under, because I think Al is cooked. Golden State, Minnesota first half under 97.5 was available on FanDuel. I think minus 112 when I looked at it about 10 minutes before the show started. So yeah, if I add something, use that sign up link so you can get the plays delivered to your inbox as soon as I make them. And yeah, that'll be the show. Check out jaXon, check out Outlier, check out Moneyballer, OddsJam. Also, a link in the description for the Vault link will get you new sign-ups bonuses. So if you need a new sportsbook, definitely use that link if you want to support the channel. It's a great way to support the channel as well. Appreciate you guys. Drop the show in the group chat, man. Like I always say. Hope you guys enjoy your Saturday. Best of luck on whatever it is that you guys are betting. Boston, bounce back. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Enjoy your Saturday. I'm out.